98, 99, 100. All right, back to work. Oh, hey. You guys weren't supposed to see that. Just doing my normal 100 push-ups a day. But now, hey, let's get back into our opinion writing. When we left off, we had talked about the introduction. We talked about the conclusion for an opinion writing, an opinion essay. But you know what? We haven't done the body yet. Just like I was working on my body, got a bunch of chins in there. We are going to work on the body now for our opinion writing. Okay, so just to refresh you, we were working on writing an opinion essay about cats being better than dogs. That's my opinion, right? I can't prove that they're better, though they are. So let's check what we had so far for the introduction. Have you ever tried to go out of town for the weekend? We should have a question mark there. If you have a dog, and the answer is yes, let's say if you have a dog, we're just going to clarify some of this too. If you have a dog and you've tried to leave town, then it was probably a real hassle to get someone to take care of the dog. In my opinion, cats are better than dogs. Okay, so if you want to talk about like the Oreo writing structure, we've got their two O's, right? We've got our first opinion, and we've got our second time when we restate the opinion at the bottom. As you can see, cats are better than dogs. That's our opinion. But what we don't have is the R and the E, the reasons and the evidence or examples. If you prefer the opinion writing toolkit or opinion essay toolkit, then let's take a look here at some of these body paragraph, reasons and evidence. I love these transition words and phrases for giving your reasons. You could say first, second, third if you're going sequentially. You can say to begin with for your first one. You wouldn't want to say it for all of them. One reason is, next, besides, furthermore, in addition, most important, of course, and finally. All of those are real winners. You want to make sure that you pick them and use them in an order that makes sense. Like if you're talking about your third reason, you wouldn't want to say first, right? And if you're on your first reason, you wouldn't want to say furthermore. So you want to pick ones that make sense for what you're doing. Okay. And then after you give a reason, you want to give evidence or examples that back it up. So you could say, for example, in fact, for instance, as evidence, in support of this, specifically, in particular, to illustrate, or this can be seen. I really like this can be seen. All right. So now let's try to put some reasons and evidence in our opinion essay over here. All right. You know what? Let's just make this text a little bigger in case your grandma's looking at this. No offense to grandmas. I need glasses too. So, all right. I should probably just edit that out, but we'll see what happens. Have you ever tried to go out of town for the weekend? We already read that. If you have a dog and you've tried to leave town, then it was probably a real hassle to get someone to take care of the dog. In my opinion, cats are better than dogs. So let me go back to my toolkit and pick out a good transition word. I'm going to say to begin with. To begin with, most dogs, what was I trying to do? I was just trying to get that back so you can see my face. To begin with, most dogs are bigger than cats and therefore eat more food. That is going to cost a lot more money. And then let's see, I'm going to say, for instance, we can feed our 2 cats for a whole month or more for just about $10. I'm sure it would cost more to feed a dog. Okay, pretty good first paragraph. I used to begin with and I used for instance. Since I already used to begin with, let's pick a different one because it wouldn't make sense to do to begin with for my second. Let's say furthermore. I love furthermore. Furthermore, cats can be left at home alone for much longer than dogs. This can be seen in the going out of town example I mentioned earlier. For most cats, you just put out a bigger bowl of food and water. For the bigger bowl of food and water, and start them off with a clean litter box, and you are good to go. You can't leave dogs with a big bowl of food, or they will eat it all and get sick. All right, let's go. Notice how I'm doing space between my paragraphs and then I'm indenting. I'm using the tab key on my keyboard to do that, but if you don't have that key, you can just press the space bar a bunch of times. Okay, now we're going on to our third paragraph here, and I'm going to say probably finally. Let's look at these just to make sure. Yeah, I'm going to go with finally. Finally, good. Finally, cats are just less work than dogs. Think about it. You have to walk dogs and usually teach them how to behave. Cats just sort of do their own thing. And let's see if I can come up with an example for that. I'll say, in support of this, my brother's dog has to go to doggy school to learn to be a good girl. Our cats just party, and it's no big deal. All right, so now we're going to go on to our conclusion. It's worth noting that if you are writing and you're like writing an opinion and it's supposed to be based on something you've read, you would want to pull in reasons and evidence that you could find in the writing. With this one, I'm just sort of making it up as I go, but it's still there I just wanted to show you how you write in general, write an opinion essay. I didn't want to base it on a particular article because then, all my examples would only go with that one article. So anyway, back to this. We're going to go into our conclusion now. And we already said, as you can see, cats are better than dogs. And now I said reason number one. Reason number one was dogs are bigger and eat more food, and that costs more money. So let's say dogs eat more food and are more expensive. Reason number two was you can leave a cat at home for the weekend, but you have to make plans for your dog. And then reason number three would be cats are just less work than dogs. And then I said dogs drool and cats rule. So really, in about 10 minutes or so, maybe even less, we were able to crank out an introduction, the body, and a conclusion. We were able to use this toolkit to help us think of good transition words to use. And then we can also just make sure, using the Oreo method, that it has everything it needs. Did we state our opinion at the beginning? Yes, we did. Did we give reasons and evidence? Yes, we did. Double stuffed, baby. And then did we give our opinion again at the end? Yeah, we did. So I think we did it really well. I'm gonna get back to working on my body, and I'll just see you guys a little bit later. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's probably good for now. Don't want to overdo it.